Hello YouTube, it's BirdoPrey5, and I'm here for my first reaction of Game of Thrones, Season 8, Episode 3. Now, I do not usually do first reactions or reviews of Game of Thrones, because, let's face it, so many other people do. But this episode was special. I had such high hopes. All week. I'd been looking forward. This episode, they set it up. They gave us an entire episode of nothing happening just to increase the tension. We knew that it took weeks and weeks, almost 2 months to film this episode. We knew it was going to be a great long battle. And we knew it was going to take place at night because they said the Night King, the dead, would be here before morning. So in hindsight, I suppose I should have been expecting a nighttime battle. And a nighttime battle could have been cool because you know what? It is television. They could have put lights. There could have been a full moon. There could have been lots of torches. There's certainly plenty of fire. But it was too dark. It was too dark to appreciate this entire battle that went on the better part of the episode, though did not start soon enough, in my opinion. It was just too dark. You couldn't appreciate it. This whole battle was ruined. All those days and all those hundreds and hundreds of man-hours that must have gone in to filming and editing and all the things they had to do, probably thousands of man-hours, maybe more. All of it is ruined because it's just too dark to appreciate. Why? Why would they do this? These aren't first-time movie makers. They know what they're doing. They know what the light situation is. Why would you do this? It was incredibly disappointing to not get a battle scene that we could watch, that we could know what was going on, that we could be proud of. Now, unlike other people, I did not hate the entire episode. I didn't hate it. It wasn't great. It didn't live up to expectations. I'm not even 100% sure I'd call it good. And they needed a great episode. Okay, they wasted at least one episode to set us up for this. There's only 6 episodes. We're halfway through the season, and we've got very little answers. And it's clear at this point that they are not going to provide us with answers. We're not going to know who the Night King was. We're not going to know, at least not in the TV show. We're not going to find out how he was created or why he was created beyond what we already know. You know, was he Bran Stark? It seems like probably not at this point. Although I suppose anything is possible, but seems like that's gone. That's not even an option. Also, I'm not even sure who is alive and who is dead at this point, which has me more upset. I mean, we have a few people we know are dead. Jorah. Okay, he died fighting for the Queen. I was hoping Dany might give him a goodbye kiss, Dany. The man loved you. The man loved you and he died for you. And clearly you had some feelings for him. Just kiss him. Kiss him. Kiss him as he died or after he died. Give him a kiss. No kiss. No kiss for Jorah. Oh well. I will say I teared up. I teared up at his death, at Dany holding the body and the dragon, which I believe is the only surviving dragon. I don't remember their name, but the dragon comes down and kind of puts its wings around all of them to comfort Dany. That got me, that got some tears. Not crying, mind you, but the eyes got wet. Everything else in this episode, meh, at best. And so many missed opportunities. Arya, when she killed that dead woman by sticking her dagger into the woman's neck, I thought she was going to cut off her face, and she was going to use that face to get close to the Night King. And she could have then just, snuck up on the Night King and been like, boom, bitch, and he'd be dead. Why didn't they do that? Because what they did do, horrible. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was surprised to see Arya come jumping out of nowhere. And when she dropped her dagger, I thought, oh my God, is this the end of Arya Stark? And then she catches it with the other hand and she thrusts it into the Night King right about where he was first created. And poof, he turns to ice cubes and falls apart. And I did say yes, I did. Okay, they captured me. They got me caught up in the excitement. I said yes. Okay, I did not mind Arya getting the kill at the time. And then everything starts to crumble. All the dead start to crumble. But then, as time goes by, and you see, where are we? What are we left with? And it's not good. It's not good. Okay? As much as I love Arya, Jon Snow should have made the kill. His whole point, it seemed the whole point for him being around was to kill the Night King, okay? He was the Night's Watch. It was his job to defend Winterfell and the rest of the lands from the dead. This was Jon Snow's destiny. At least let them combine their strengths, okay? Arya and Jon could have double-teamed the Night King. That would have been excellent. That would have been excellent. Instead, what are you doing, Jon? And why did you leave? You left Sam. You left poor Samwell to die? Is Samwell dead? Because I thought Sam died about 4 times this episode. And surely that last time we saw him, he was dead. I've never been so sure someone is dead since Glenn from The Walking Dead being trapped under a dumpster, surrounded by the dead, with nowhere to go. Surely, even though we don't see the body, Glenn was dead. Oh wait, Glenn lived another episode, and that's when I stopped watching The Walking Dead? That is true. So if Sam comes out of this, I have to say, I don't know how I can reconcile that with what we saw. Sam should be dead. Okay, there was no one left to save him except Jon. I tell you, in the moment, it made me feel like, wow, Jon is sacrificing Sam because he knows, as much as he loves his friend, and that was his best friend, as much as he loves his friend, saving the world is more important than Sam. So if Sam somehow survives, it will steal what little dignity Jon had this episode away from him. And yet, I don't know. If we don't see a body, it's almost assured that they are coming back. Gilly was being pulled in by the crypts. Now, I did like the fact that going down to the crypts was not a good idea. I mean, I'm not sure where else they could have gone. They probably could have just hightailed it south, out of Winterfell completely. But going to the crypts is not a great idea when you're fighting a person who can raise the dead. So it was interesting to see the dead start coming out of the crypts and start attacking people. Though, wasn't there at least one kid? Wasn't there a kid down there with the Valyrian steel or the dragon glass who was there to defend the crypt? Okay, wasn't it a big deal last episode that she wanted to fight? And she wanted to fight, and they said, well, you fight in the crypt? Well, where was she? Okay, because if she either had stuck those guys or she'd given the sword to somebody, they probably could have made quick work of them. There weren't a hell of a lot of Starks coming out, and when they did come out, they were kind of slow in getting out of their holes. And then that whole scene with Sansa and Tyrion. Why? I mean, it felt like they were about to die. I thought for sure we're going to see the end of Sansa and Tyrion. Now, I didn't want that to happen, but I felt like they changed the music. They don't tell me that they were here to subvert my expectations or some BS like that. Okay? I don't call it subverting. I call it cheap. And then when Tyrion took the took out, I don't know, whatever, a dagger or whatever he had, and he was going to go charge off to save Sansa in a last-ditch, hope effort. I thought, well, then surely at least he is going to die. And again, I did not want him to die. But damn it, people did need to die this episode. This is the biggest battle. The biggest battle of the entire series. And I felt like nothing happened. We lost a few. How many hero characters did we lose? We lost Theon, who honestly, did people even care about anymore? I'm sorry, but Theon, after he went evil a few seasons back, I really don't care if he lives or dies. I know he came back to restore what honor he can, and yeah, it's better that he die a hero, I suppose. Bran forgives him, and Bran calls him a good man. I don't. Theon's death meant nothing to me. Lady Marmont, at least she went out with some style, okay? Killing the zombie giant who, why wasn't he on the front lines, right? Why wasn't the zombie giant there to take down the stupid, trench of fire that they took like 100 dead people to get over? The giant could have just whisked it away with his hand. Okay, he didn't show up until the battle was essentially over for Winterfell, and the dead had clearly won, and they would be controlling Winterfell forever unless the Night King, died, which he did, of course. So Lady Marmont, that was one death, and Jorah, 2 deaths. Honestly, I'm not even sure who else died. Not in battle, anyway. I mean, yeah, the Dothraki, they all got killed, unfortunately. I mean, and the Red Witch, she was very cool, very, very cool. When she came and she gave all the Dothraki glowing, flaming swords or whatever those weapons they carry are. And they're all flaming and they're running off into battle. Like, finally, there's light. We're going to see, okay, this battle isn't going to be completely fought in the dark because everybody is going to have a flaming sword, because after she lifted the Dothraki up, I'm sure she was going to go over to the Unsullied and then to the rest of the armies, and all their swords would be flaming. But no, she only does the Dothraki. Why? Why doesn't she light up everybody's sword? Because it'd be too much light? I don't get it. Then her death, the most pointless perhaps of them all. She could have died lighting the trenches. Okay, she could have died lighting the trenches. They made it look like she was about to die. There was a zombie jumping for a White Walker, jumping for her face. And they could have let her light the trenches and then be immediately killed. And you know what? She would have served her purpose and she would have died in battle. And I could have understood that. Instead, after the battle's completely over, she takes off her red necklace and literally just turns to sand and dust and blows away in the wind. A pointless death that she brings upon herself. Suicide, basically. So next episode, we're going to get everyone who's still alive. Obviously, that's Jon Snow. That's Dany. Dany broke with the plan, okay? Dany, a lot of these deaths, I don't say a lot, but some of these deaths are definitely Dany's fault. Now, I understand she didn't want to see her armies get decimated, but damn it, Dany, hold back, okay? Stand back and wait for the Night King to appear. Fine, Dany. Dany takes off. Jaime Lannister, he's going to be fine. He's coming back because Brienne of Tarth saved him, and Brienne is fine too, apparently. Arya, good. Arya is fine, obviously. She saved Bran. So Arya, Bran, Sansa, basically all of the Starks that are still left are fine. Who else is there? I don't know. We did not see bodies of Sam. We did not see a body of Gilly. though we were certainly made it look like they were going to be killed. The Hound, is the Hound still alive? I mean, probably. We didn't see a death. Gendry, we didn't see him die, so I'm assuming that at least if somebody was going to die, you would see them die. Ghost, the dog, the white direwolf, John's direwolf. Again, he was there at the beginning of the battle, never seen again. Is he dead? I don't know, but if you don't see him die, I think we have to assume that he lived. Now, maybe they will find the body of Ghost next episode and we'll find out he died. But the human characters, if we don't see them go down, if we don't see a hero character go down and stay down, then I have to assume they're alive. And I have to say, through all this, the one thing I was hoping for most, the one thing I wanted to see, the one character I wanted to see back never came. Talk about missed opportunities. We could have seen Hodor returning to Winterfell, now fighting for the Night King, a giant among the dead. He could have come in, he could have opened the gate, he could have pushed down the door. He could have been the complete opposite. Instead of holding the door, he could have been the one who smashed through the door. And imagine that, a dead Hodor returning to Winterfell as a conqueror, before he ultimately dies when the Night King dies. Where was Hodor? If Hodor was ever going to come back, it would have been this scene, this battle. He should have been there. Damn it. Why didn't you bring Hodor back one last time, even dead Hodor? Anyway, those are my feelings. Like I said, I didn't hate this episode, but I kind of hated what they did. I hated the fact what was going to be an epic battle fizzled. Fizzled because we couldn't see it, not because of lack of action. I hated the missed opportunities. I hated the fact that we don't really even know who's dead or alive. And honestly, for such an epic battle, we should have seen more heroes die. All of a sudden, and this has never been true with Game of Thrones. This is what made Game of Thrones so great. Heroes never had plot armor in Game of Thrones. Okay? If the writers that wrote this, if they were in the same mode in season 1, Ned Stark would still be alive, and the Red Wedding would never have happened. Okay? Heroes are not supposed to have plot armor in Game of Thrones. And in this episode, they all did. They all did. And it was like watching an episode of any other crappy television show. Star Trek Discovery wanted to be Game of Thrones in space, and Game of Thrones became Star Trek Discovery in Westeros. That's what happened here. That is what happened here. And one terrible episode does not destroy a great series, but there are only 3 episodes left. And now grant you, maybe it's a 1 in 1,000 chance. If my predictions for the final episode of the series are true, and I will be doing an entire video on my final episode prediction shortly. If it's true, there's really only 2 episodes left. And with that, Qapla, and I wish this had gone down differently. God damn it. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. If you want to visit me, check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. And if you're really crazy, you can send me some money on PayPal. Take care.